Hi guys, Steve here. I hope you're well. This is part 4 in my tutorials about how to get going in Townstar. There's no NFTs involved. If you've not watched the previous videos, then if you go back to video 1, would be the obvious place to go. Go back to video 1 and you can basically follow along and click the buttons on your computer or your phone or tablet. Click them in the same order that I clicked them and you'll be able to get the same results that I'm seeing on the screen here. And if you then want to turn that into a case of actually earning town coin, then you can look at NFTs. I do have other videos on that, so please subscribe to my channel and you can access all those videos in the various playlists. So picking up here, we've got 11 wool ready to go, so let's get that sold because we're getting a little low on cash. So there's the wool. Whenever you do your first sale of the day, it always takes a little time to come up. So that's the wool off to market. So in the last video I managed to sort of clean up all this section here. We've got a bit of a wheat corner going on. There's not too far for that wheat to then go into the silo. There's not far then for the wheat to go from the silo into the feed mills, and there's not far for the feed to go into the troughs, which means that the sheep don't have far to go to eat the food. The ranchers then don't have far to take the wool when the wool is ready. Any of them ready at the minute? No, but will be soon. They don't have far to take the wool because that then goes into this storehouse here. So everything is sort of very concentrated in one corner, which makes life a lot easier. What I'm going to look at doing, so I mean, this is if you're looking at earning coins from popping some NFTs in here, you don't really need to do anything else. This is now sort of self-sufficient as it has been from pretty much the end of video 1, to be fair. This is just now about sort of cranking things up a little bit. So the wool's coming back. Let's click on that to release that money. Thank you very much. And we'll go and have a look over this corner here, because we've managed to get a plot with 2 rivers. We'll have a plot here for sort of trees. This will be our sort of tree corner of the tree farms, because they grow a lot quicker, 35 seconds, as opposed to the trees that are already in the game, which take over an hour. So we'll look to concentrate this as our tree area. If you only have one river, then you would maybe elongate this a bit. You would have the trees stretching all the way down rather than a square, which is what I'm aiming for. If you don't have any rivers, then you can look to create ponds and pop some ponds in. You'll need to create some wells or water pumps to feed the ponds, but once they're fed, they are then fed for good. So let's go and have a look over here. We've got our refinery on the go, currently creating gasoline. We have 10 petroleum left, so I need to keep an eye on that. And yeah, how are the warehouses doing as well? Just need to keep an eye on these. 20 energy, another 5 in there. Water drums, plenty of energy. We've got so much energy, I'd be tempted to sell some. However, I don't think you get very much money for it, only 1500, so I'll just leave that. We'll just wait for this wool to build back up. We're kind of at the stage now where we'll just use the gas to do the wool. So straight away you can see we've got more wool going into storage there, and we're up to 5 wool. Fantastic. So let's have a look at this area here, because I would like to get a water pump underway, but that does cost 50,000. I'd like to put it here next to the refinery, but I'll need to clear this tree. So I'm just going to have a look at what else I can clear for now. I do like to work in sections. I could look at clearing this tree or this tree and this swamp, but what's going to give me the most sort of use, I would say, is the water pump would be quite handy. So I'm going to look to clear around here to give me options, and eventually this warehouse will probably have to go location wise. So we're going to look to start clearing sort of these the marshes, etc., and these trees, so we can get water pumps and get the whole gasoline production working a little bit slicker. In the fullness of time, as I mentioned, I will have a sort of a tree farm area around here. However, we don't need to worry about that in terms of producing wood, because we've got so many in-game trees that are already in the game that we may as well keep harvesting them for free before we start demolishing them and having to build new ones. but these trees are getting in the way of our sort of development around here, so let's get rid of them. So that one can go. That's now left space for a water pump. Let's have a look what else we can look to shift. Could probably look at rotating this warehouse, to be fair, so they're facing the right way and they're not having to walk all the way around it. Probably make it a little bit easier for them, even though, yeah, they still think the door's there, but next time they do it, they'll know the door's on this side, so it should make it a little bit easier. Let's clear that marsh out of the way, so now they can get in through there. And yeah, we just have to be careful with the money, because the clearing out trees, etc., is, you know, it is a big ticket item. To build a water pump, just need to check what's required. Do I need a lumber mill? Do I need to get some lumber on the go? Can't actually remember off the top of my head. I don't think so. No, we only need 3 wood, so the wood's handy. But what we're going to need to do for the future sort of development of this plot, we're going to get a water pump underway in this video. I'll look to also get a lumber mill underway, which will then start generating lumber. Lumber's things that you can then use for fabric plants, and, you know, to create forklifts and many other things, including well, not for us, steel mill. You need to be next to a mountain for steel mills, but lumber gets used in quite a few things. Most importantly, the power plant, which is what we want, because once we've got the power plant, which only takes up 1 square, then we can get rid of all of these wind turbines, which will make a big difference. So let's focus on getting the wind pump and then building up towards a power plant, well, a lumber mill and then a power plant. Just need to do things in the correct order. We've now got 10 more wool to sell, so the wool production's motoring along quite nicely. Let's get that done. As soon as we've got the cash for that, I'll stick the water pump in straight away. We should have about 18,000 left over. Potential then to perhaps clear one of the trees, or maybe we'll wait for the next one and then we can clear another couple of trees. But either way, we're going to get closer to getting the lumber mill underway. Sorry, I forget all the names of these things. I'm trying to remember all the different names. Yeah, so it's all working really well. You can see there's just enough wheat going into the silos, just enough wheat going into the feed mills, just enough feed going in the troughs, etc. It's all working really well. This silo is not even being used at the minute, so there's potential to cash that in. The wood shed is full, and when we got the lumber mill, that will definitely get used also. So we've got some cash in. Let's get the water pump. Quite exciting. So this takes 3 bits of wood, so the builders will hopefully pull their finger out in a minute. We should see them emerge and go collect some wood. So there's one of them there, gone to collect some wood. Oh, but the last bit of wood have gone, so better go off to the other wood shed. There's 2 builders on the way to the wood shed, and there's another one already carrying the wood. So within a minute or so, all 3 builders should arrive at site and should be able to get this built for us. Just takes a little bit of time walking on the grass, doesn't it? Yeah, again, as we get more money, you know, if we get to the point of, if in these tutorials I go down the route of creating fabric plants, etc., you'll see that when we're generating plenty of money, that I'll just end up basically destroying some of these warehouses and creating better access. You know, if the road gets moved, the road will probably run around here somewhere. It's not a perfect layout, but for the purposes of just trying to complete the daily challenge, especially, you know, if you do have an NFT, then it makes it easier. If you go to getgala.co.uk, you can get registered for free and start playing for free. It doesn't cost a penny. It is free to play. There is a free to earn, a play to earn option if you decide to maybe get Gala Gold, which costs $50, and that gets you an NFT, which you can earn town coin each day. So that water pump is now built. That is supplying this refinery, I do believe, with all of the water it requires. So on that basis, I'll let her do that one water drum, but after that we'll stop it. So we'll now have 10 water drums in the warehouses, so I can actually sell the 10 at market, because that's the number we need to sell. Don't get very much money for them, but better than them just sat there. So what we'll do is we'll keep an eye on this refining the gasoline. Once he's popped all of the energy into it, we'll check if everything's okay. I'm going to rotate this so it's facing the same way, the doors are facing the same way as, there we are, the doors are facing the same way as the warehouse, even though he still thinks it's the other side, but it always does that when you rotate something. But for the next time, he will come out and go straight back in there. I'll pop some terrain in, I'll pop a little road in. He'll now walk around that probably. So that should just speed things up, but you now should sort of sprint across the road. There you go, and into the warehouse, and then sprint back across. So remember, I'm always looking for sort of marginal gains. Anything that speeds things up is good. A good use of time and money in my book. I'm always looking to do things as efficiently as possible. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, so to speak, we're already up to 5 wool. We've got another wool going in there. I've got another wool ready. I've got another wool nearly ready. Another wool underway. I can maybe now look to add another rancher, and we will then look to add some sheep pens and more feed mills, and then this will just keep on churning out the wool. So, and then the faster the wool's produced, the faster we get to 10 wool. Faster we get to 10 wool, the more money we get, and then everything just starts to speed up from there. So I'm in two minds now whether to use the next sort of batch of money to clear the trees, or whether to stick another sheep pen in and another feed mill. I'd love to get rid of these rocks, but that's basically $40,000 to clear those. So just going to keep an eye on it all for now. None of the ranchers are asleep, as I've always mentioned is important, so I'm going to stick another rancher in just to get the use out of them. Hopefully that will speed it up a little bit. I'll keep adding ranchers until they're no longer necessary. I may as well clear this marsh here. I'm just going to have all my ranchers nearby the sheep. Let's get another rancher. Let's get 2. Let's go mad. Again, keeps the builders busy. So hopefully that rancher goes straight to work. And there we are. And there we have 2. What's a little bit annoying about the game at times is the ranchers, they're all a bit thick, to be honest. So just say, for example, you have some wool ready. You might have 3 or 4 ranchers all going to pick the same amount of wool up, the same way that you get 3 builders going to drop 1 piece of wood off that's required. It'd be nice if maybe you could sort of click on the house and say, you as a rancher, this rancher is only going to collect the wool. This rancher is only going to take wheat to the feed mills. This rancher is only going to take feed to the troughs, because you could certainly make it far more efficient that way. Anyway, it's not a major thing, just a little grumble or a suggested improvement. We've got some wool, let's get it sold. Look at all these ranchers taking all the wheat, you see, to the feed mills, and there's not enough feed mills for all the wheat they've got, so they'll then carry it back to the silo. So it's a little bit annoying. I was saying that, no, it seems to be working okay. May even be able to get away with another rancher, perhaps. None of them are sleeping, which is my main thing I'm always looking for. And once this is done, we'll check. Okay, I just did have to check that. Yeah, for the gasoline you need 2 water drums, and the water pump is only supplying one of those. Therefore, we still need the water facility to generate water for that. So it's worth noting, that's for sure. We've now got some more cash. Where shall we clear? I'm going to go for another rancher, and I'm going to go for another feed mill. Let's get all this area doing the feed mills. We'll just have to live with the rocks for now, but we should hopefully be in a position where we're never without a feed. And at that point, you know, if we've got an excess of feed, then I know we're ready to add another sheep pen. So probably after another round of wool sales. Over here we can look to again clear this area up, sort of tree wise. Get rid of both of those. Apologies, I will put a little bit of sound in the background on just the sound effects. Feed mill's ready. And another feed mill's going to be ready. Just going to have to turn it down a little bit. It's a little bit loud on my machine. May even turn it off, I do apologise. Right, we've got 2 feed mills both ready, and they're both being utilised already. I'll give that a rotate, so it's a little bit, just seems to be a little bit closer to the action. Nice to have them all sort of uniform, facing the same way. Again, you don't have to, but just I don't know, sits a little bit better with me. Must be quite sad. Maybe I need to get out more. In fact, I do need to get out more. Yeah, we're just waiting for the wool to fill up, basically. So it's nice to see that the feed's plentiful. So we should get a sudden rush of wool arriving because there's going to be a huge amount of feed ready. We may need to look at some more wheat later on. If we do add a bit more wheat, I'll probably then look to put the wheat around here, you know, perhaps another sort of square or 6 bits of wheat around here, and then we can look to move the ranches and the farmers and, you know, get them all living up here, especially when we've got the power plant, because all these wind turbines will go, so we're going to have so much room. We don't really need to worry too much about where the ranches and things will go. Again, in the fullness of time, it'll be nice to replace the ranches with ATVs. You can replace the farmers with tractors, although the tractors do cost a ridiculous amount of money. I think it's around 250,000. Oh, sorry, 175,000 as opposed to 1,250 for a farmer. Obviously, the farmer is a lot quicker. The ATV though is far better value. It's only 50,000, and it's only 1,250, but it's only 50,000, and yeah, that really speeds things up. Anyway, we should be having a lot of wool ready now. Yeah, wool's ready there. 1, 2. That one's new. Going to be 3 wool ready, and there'll be another one ready shortly. Yeah, we've got loads of feed ready to feed everybody. So we're soon going to be able to sell some more wool. We can get some more ranches built. So I'm going to look for a lumber mill. Just need to think about the logistics of it. I'd like to put a power plant next to, so I'd like to have a power plant here next to the refinery, because the power plant will serve energy directly into the power plant because it's next to it. The lumber mill can also get energy from the power plant, so maybe we'll have the lumber mill here. So to get the lumber mill I need 50,000, but the other things I'm looking at, does it need to be next to a paved road or just a road? So it just needs to be near a road, so we know that, so we know we're going to have to clear some space, so we're going to have a road going across here, I would say, would make sense. So let's already start that process. And then the next thing we'll look to clear will be this tree and get another road, then we can get the lumber mill underway. So let's send the wool off to market. That's away. We've still got 5 petroleum left in there. So he's got the capability of making another 5 gasoline, at which point we'll switch him back to petroleum, and then he'll fill the petroleum up again, and then we can switch him back to gasoline. Once again, in the fullness of time, we will have 2 refineries, probably put the other one here, and we can have one producing petroleum, one producing gasoline, and then that just becomes even more automated. Yeah, very happy with the feed situation. So another couple of sales probably to get our lumber mill underway. I'd like to clear this tree. It's not necessary. Maybe I'll do that later. I'll probably get another rancher underway. Can get a rancher here, for example. I can look to tidy it up and move them later, or maybe I'll put a rancher here and can move them later. Get some more ranches going, but I'll probably save the money from the tree actually till later. Right, let's focus on the lumber mill. So the lumber mill, we need 50,000. We don't have that, but we do know where we want it, so we need to clear room for it. So let's get rid of the tree, create a road, and get that ready. That now means we can have the lumber mill there. I'll probably look to put another water pump. So what I'll probably end up doing is having another refinery here, another water pump there to supply the power plant, and we'll have the lumber mill here, which will be supplied by the power plant. And we might even end up with 3 water pumps all the way across, so they'll supply all 3 of these buildings. I do think actually the water pump here may supply another bit of water to the refinery. I can't remember off the top of my head because I've not done this configuration for a little while, but we'll double check on that as and when we get there, after some more wool is generated. May as well put a little bit of road there just for fun, because we can end up joining these up to create another grid. And let's get another rancher. I can see that these feed mills are a bit empty at the minute. So where shall I put the rancher? Doesn't really matter. I'll put her out of the way. And just going to create a bit of road and create another couple of ranches around here, or at least one more ranch, I would say. And we'll see how the ranchers get on. Hopefully they don't go to sleep. Don't think they will. I still think there's extra capacity here to get more feed on the go. All hands to the pump. Immediately she nearly went back to sleep. Let's have a look. No, she's going back into her house. She was always going back into the house then to go to sleep, like so. But I'm right on the balance of either having enough / not having enough ranchers. Yeah, they keep going to sleep now. That might be due to a wool shortage, a wheat shortage. In fact, it is. So I'm now going to need to look at. I've got slightly too many ranchers. I've just over egged the pudding. You can see that they're walking away. They're going back to the houses, which is a little bit annoying. So how do I sort that out? I can either A, sell some ranchers. I can B, create more wheat, so they've got more wheat and more feed to do, because you can see the feed troughs are empty, so they should have things to do. Or B, I can get another feed pen underway, a sheep pen underway, because then they'll have more to do as well. So yeah, it's a bit of a mixture, but I'm not too concerned about it, because they will come in handy. I think the wheat is the major sort of sticking point, to be perfectly fair. So that's why I actually sort of went against putting them here, because I will then look to put the wheat fields here, and then I'll probably need some more farmers, and the wage bill just keeps going up. So let's get a couple of wheat fields underway. And they'll both get fed from the river. They're not growing, you see they're in red. That's because of their proximity to all of these houses, which are slowing things down. So again, as this section over here develops, and we get our lumber mill, and we get our power plant, as this section develops, as soon as the power plant is ready, which is the biggie, then we'll get rid of all of these wind turbines, and then we'll be able to move all these buildings and get all this will be like the housing corner, shall we say, leaving this free to put more wheat fields and tree farms, and then we're all good. Wood production seems just about right at the minute. We've got 7 wood, he's just collected some more. Yeah, everything seems fine. We're just 1 wool away. We've got 1 wool ready. Got 2 more nearly ready. So yeah, what to do? Do I go for the lumber mill, or do I go for the sheep pen? I think I'll go for the lumber mill, and then that is then done. So we're gonna have some more wool ready to sell. Let's get that sold. I notice we've got 3 petroleum left. He's just making some more gasoline. After that, we've got 3 petroleum left, so we can make another 3. So we've got 5 gasoline, so it's going to be 6 when that one's ready, plus another 3. So we know we've got 9 gasoline to play with. And then we'll switch back to petroleum. So when this cash comes back, we'll get a lumber mill underway right about here. But you can certainly see the bits we've been focusing on, can't you? You know, this corner all around here is pretty much how we want it at present. Just got a few trees, got a few rocks, but we'll wait again. I'll wait till the end for the rocks. Anyway, the cash is back. Great, let's get a lumber mill underway, and then next we'll look at adding a sheep mill or 2. Just looking at, you know, an overview, the ranchers are not asleep at present. I can see 1 sloping off as I say that. She was just about to, this one here was just about to slope off. Anyway, let's get the lumber mill. Let's give the builders something to do. And the builders should spring into action. There she is. Collect some wood. Does it need 3 wood? 5 wood that one needs, so a couple of trips. Couple of trips required. I just always look to add little bits of land where I can, little bits of road, because we'll just have this road running all the way down later on, so we can bulldoze that house later. See if there's any other wins like that. Not at present. Maybe down here too. This will be another farmhouse to get bulldozed. The reason I do that is because if you have a block of, I like this section here. Oops. We've got a row of sort of 2 deep row, because these need to be placed next to roads. So if you have it 3 deep, then you kind of end up with a dead spot in the middle. So if I were to do the road along here, these ones in the middle wouldn't function without a wasteful bit of road, which is why, you know, I'm doing it this way. I can now get rid of this piece of road to get some cash back. Thank you. Because that one is serviced by this road now. So yeah, we spent some money on that, but we managed to claim a little bit of it back. That farmer's having a sleep. Not too sure why. There's plenty of wheat to be collected. So I just need to keep an eye on these. Nothing too much to worry about. Refinery's going fine. Oh dear, in fact it's not going fine. Let's sell some crude oil. I need to stop the crude oil. We've got far too much crude oil. Terrible price, but I'd rather sell it than flush it. So again, you just have to be careful. I panicked a little bit then. He's taking the gasoline up to this fuel storage. I forgot about this one. I thought because this fuel storage down here was full, I thought when he was producing the gasoline that meant that we were basically, it was exploding and we weren't claiming it. But yeah, panicked a little bit. Happens to the best of us. So we've actually got 8 gasoline. So 4 in there and 4 in the other one. So just a little minor panic. The lumber mill is ready. So this chap, once I tell him to craft some lumber, he will now require 4 bits of wood, 2 bits of energy, and 1 water drum. So let's turn the water drum back on, because now the refinery and the lumberjack need that. The lumberjack, for that, he's got this little yellow cap that shows you he's from the lumber mill. So he's coming off here to collect some wood. We've got our $500 back from my panic sale. Can probably stop the crude oil production for a little while. I think we're okay for that. Yeah, let's stop pumping the crude oil for a bit. We've got 34 barrels, 34 drums of that. Let's just get this fella doing his wood. The other lumberjacks also drop wood off for him, which is quite good. We'll probably now end up with a bit of a wood shortage for other activities, such as the sheep pens, because he's going to be using a lot of the wood. Can be quite frustrating. It's a balancing act. So then we'll need to look at ramping up the tree production. Maybe we'll need another lumberjack. However, all that I'm looking to do with the lumber is create just enough lumber to create a power plant later on. So the power plant needs 5 lumber as well as 5 wood and 5 energy. So it needs 5 lumber. So once we've got 5 lumber, I can then turn off the lumber mill, so I can stop him doing his thing for a little while. He'll now go and deposit that at the nearest wood shed, which is a bit of a walk for him, but it'll probably be that one. Could maybe look at putting a wood shed closer for him. Be nice to tidy this area up, wouldn't it? You know, maybe put the warehouse here, so we've got 3 warehouses in a row, and then make that a road. I mean, it's getting pretty empty, so let's just stop the water production, because I don't mind losing the water, because the water gets used up pretty quick. So he's going to take the water out. Yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of that warehouse and start tidying up. Let's get the wool. Let's get the wool sold. That'll give us a few more options. Three water drums in there. He needs one. Just need him to pull his finger out and go and get one. He could probably do with a wood shed a little bit closer to home. So rather than the sheep pen, maybe we'll get rid of these 2 trees, stick a wood shed in. Not going to have enough to put a warehouse as well. It's a fine balancing act. I may just do. I'm going to get rid of this. Once he's got his water drum, which is now, I will now get rid of this warehouse. Gives us a little bit of cash back. Let's get the road done. Get this all joined up. Let's collect our cash from the sale of the wool. We've already got another 4 wool ready to sell. We can clear this tree. Do we need the warehouse just yet? Not quite. I would argue. Let's get the water drums underway. After this round of gasoline, we've got no petroleum left, so once this is ready, I need to switch him back to petroleum. And all this crude oil will then get switched over for petroleum in there, and then we'll switch to gasoline, and all the petroleum will get switched for gasoline, and then we'll have plenty of fuel to sell whatever we have produced. So we just need another wool sale, really. Let's have a look how they're doing. Yeah, one underway, a few nearly ready, but as I mentioned, that one's ready in terms of feed and water. It was just missing out on the wood. So a slight wood shortage due to this pillock here. We will get there. Just don't want to spend more money than necessary at the minute. So I'm just keeping an eye on everything. Right, the refinery. Let's get him onto the petroleum. So for petroleum, he needs 2 crude oils, 1 water drum. So the water drum is facilitated by this water pump. So he doesn't need any fresh barrels. And yeah, he's going to use up all of that crude oil, which is great. And what else can we look to do? You know, we've got a bit of cash, but I'm just waiting. It's only 40,000 for a sheep pen. This farmer's asleep. Again, wasn't sure exactly why he was asleep. This farmer's going to be asleep in a minute. No, he's just turned around just before he was about to have a kip, but this one's off to have a kip. So we're not quite balancing it perfectly, but we're not quite at the point where they're all asleep. They're just about to go and have a break, and then somebody says, actually, you're needed for a bit of work. So we're at the sort of, you know, it's a fine balancing act. So I think we're managing it just about right. So just when they're about to down tools, there's something for them to do. I mean, there's plenty of wheat to be collected, so they can all pull the finger out and get on with that. This chap can then go and drop some wood off. Again, a wood shed would probably make sense. I've got a bit closer because now he's got a long walk to get over there. We've got 2 lumbers ready. This lumberjack may drop it off in one of these sheep pens because they all need it. He's just gone in the first one available, which is fine. That now is generating the wool. Yeah, the only thing these are waiting for is wood. I'm just going to stop the crafting of that for a second, because these lumberjacks were carrying the wood straight to the lumber mill. So instead of that, they'll carry it straight to the sheep pen. So let's get these sheep pens sort of fed. And you can see the trees take ages to grow, so we really do need to look at adding some more tree farms around here, just because of how long they take. Yeah, the feed keeps exploding because all these sheep are fed. They've just been waiting for the wood. So now I've turned off the production at the lumber mill. They will get fed. Sorry, they will get the wood that they somehow require to generate some wool. Not sure why they need wood for the wool, but hey, it's a game. Those are the rules. I don't make them. We've got 9 wool, 1 more to go. Hurry up, 2 seconds, 1 second. Go get it, rancher. And then we can get some more cash. Right, we're going to be there any second now. And there we go. I think we're going to need to ramp up the wood production actually, and I'm just going to check a few of these trees, see if any of them are due anytime soon. I mean, no, they're taking forever. Forever and a day. Yeah, so we do need to consider ramping up the tree production to keep these sheep pens stocked, as well as trying to sort of generate some lumber. So it's a bit of a fine balancing act at the moment. That one's fully fed, fully watered, just needs a bit of wood. Pretty much the same with that one. Same with that one. Yeah, the wood is the problem, unfortunately. We now have some cash. I'd like to add a sheep pen. I'd also like to add some more wood. I think we can do both. Let's do the sheep pen. Which ironically requires 3 wood. Let's clear these out and then add 2 more tree farms. And all these little bits, they are all contributing to the bigger picture, because once we've got more wood, that will help to generate more wool, wool quicker. Once we've got quicker wool being produced quicker, then that will fill the storehouse up. That'll mean we'll be sending the truck off to market faster than ever before, which means we're getting money in quicker and quicker. You know, if you do timings between how often it is I've been sending wool at the beginning to how often selling wool now, then it's certainly a lot shorter. And yeah, we'll then be very close to getting this power plant underway. It's only 100,000 for the power plant, so about another three wool sales, and we'll be ready for that. I think the power plant does, just again, always looking at pre-preparing things. Power plant needs to be next to a paved road and a water pump, so it does need to be near a water pump. I'm not sure if we can get away with it diagonally from this water pump. I'll certainly give it a try, but what we definitely need to do is pave this road in front. So as soon as we've got the cash to do that, we'll make that happen. We've now got the wood situation a bit better. We could probably do with another lumberjack to help out. Where shall I pop the lumberjack? Let's pop him there for now. That'll help with the harvesting. 3 of them on the go. That'll certainly ramp things up. Over here at the warehouses, yeah, we're full of energy in there, and we've got energy and we've got water drums in there. I'm now going to stop the water drum production for a time, because we don't need it while we're doing petroleum, because it's generated by the water pump, and the only thing we will need it for is the lumber mill once I turn that back on. Once we've got to 5 lumber created, I'll pause that again, because all we're doing is getting the 5 lumber together to create the power plant. So yeah, it's a lot better now we've got 3 lumberjacks on the job, so they can get all this done. So how are these doing? They're going to be dropping wood off at that one and that one. Eventually, once all these sheep have their wood, which will now be the case, then I'm going to say hopefully the lumberjacks will then pop some wood in a wood shed, and the builder will then go and get the wood and actually create some of this, but he's going to pop that into this sheep pen. So I think what I'm going to need to do is create a wood shed maybe here, so that their first protocol might be just to drop the wood in the wood shed rather than going all the way down here. So yeah, this time now, because these sheep pens are underway, that one's already got the wood, that one's underway, so these 2 bits of wood should go into the wood shed. I just need them to get on to pull the finger out and hurry up a little bit. One of them's now going to go into here as soon as that's collected. No, they've already made their mind up. They're off to the woodshed. Great. At which point, this builder should come out, these builders, and come and grab this wood. And then they'll take it to build the sheep pen. We're just about to run out of money, but fear not, we're just about to get 10 wool. Excellent. All a bit tense at the minute, isn't it? We've now got more wool underway. The builders are... Did the builders not get there in time? I don't think the builders got there in time. I think the ranchers nicked it. Yeah, we're gonna have to generate more wood. So yeah, we have a wood supply problem at the moment. So we're gonna have to spend more of this money on clearing some more trees to then get more tree farms which grow quicker. Oh, that was a disaster. We just ran out of money by a few seconds, which then meant that the wool that was just created just exploded as they went onto the path. That could not have been any worse timing wise. I was too busy having a look around. If I'd spotted that, I would have just quickly, you know, sold a rancher's building or something to get some cash in to cover the wages. Entirely my mistake there. Yeah, that was a unmitigated disaster. Right, we need to get more wood underway. I'm going to clear these out. Clearing these out because they're furthest away from the buildings, therefore they should grow a little bit quicker than being directly next door to the buildings. And this one, you see, yeah, it's growing in 20 seconds, but these ones which are close to the buildings, you've got a red traffic light on them. I'm not sure why that one. It's within, because it's within 2 squares, I think, of these buildings. So it's within 2 of that. It's within 2 of that. You know, one down, one diagonal. It's within 2 of that. So these are affecting all of these trees. So as soon as we clear these out and shift them, the better. Yeah, that's a bit of a blow. So we made a load of wool and then we lost it all. But you know, these are, rather than showing you a perfectly clean way to play without any mistakes, this is the reality if you sort of don't pay attention for a second, which I did there. So I do apologise. This video will now probably slip up just over an hour because that's put us back probably 5 or 6 minutes, and nothing I can do with that. At least we've got more trees underway, more wood underway now. May look to throw another lumberjack at it. The energy situation I feel quite comfortable with, so maybe let's clear out this one here. Let's stick a lumberjack in. And that should help us with the tree situation now. So these are generating very quickly. We just need to get more of it chopped and underway. Because it's been a long time since we bought this sheep pen. Have all of these got wood? Yeah. Great. We're now in a position where when he does drop this wood off, the builder should be able to grab it and get this sheep pen finally built. What a complete palaver that has been. Meanwhile, yeah, wool production, another couple of minutes and we should have some wool to sell. So I do apologise, you know, it does happen. I'm not perfect, I'm not a robot, I'm not a machine, I am Steve. But you know, hey ho. Worse things have happened at sea. Even though I'm a little bit miffed by it. I should stop moaning. Here come the builders. At last, at long last. We'll get another sheep pen underway. Most excellent. Right, feed it with some wood. One of these lumberjacks at some point, or one of the ranchers. So this is a problem. We've got a sheep pen needing wood, and we've got 3 ranches here with bits of wood, and they're all going in the same one. Only one of them will win, and 2 of them will come out. Then they'll go to the next one. Only one of them will win, and one of them will come out. And is there another one? No. Well, you're going to go all the way back to your woodshed and pop it back in there. Bit ridiculous, really. Right, there's plenty of wood now. Let's get the lumber mill made. Let's get that underway. We can then look to upgrade this to a paved road. Got a sideline, didn't we? So the paved road will be there in readiness for our power plant. Appear to have a feed shortage at the minute. Is that due to a wheat shortage? Plenty of wheat. Plenty of wheat coming now. These ones take a while because these houses are ruining the atmos. Right, we've finally got some more wool. 10 wool. But we should now see wool production ramp up. I'm not sure where these ranches are going again. They look like they're going to have a sleep, and just at the last minute they turn around and actually go to do a bit of work. So it's not perfectly efficient at the moment, but it will be in a little while. The problem seems to be wheat. We need a little bit more wheat. I think we need maybe another farmer because we've got plenty of wheat. Yeah, these ranchers are off to have a kip again. Let's collect our cash. Upgrade the road. That will then be ready for a power plant. We also need a water pump, but we will see, once we've got enough cash, we'll see if it'll let us add a power plant and see if it gets any service from this at all. It would be wonderful if the answer was yes, but we shall see. If it does serve diagonally, which I can't remember, I should know by now, but I do play it. I do play this game. I do enjoy it, but I do play it mainly to collect my town coin every day. If it does allow it to feed diagonally, then on that basis, another water pump here. I could then look maybe to put the other refinery here, because that means that the power plant would serve this refinery and diagonally to this refinery. I think the answer is yes. Yes, it will. So on that basis, then we need to put a paved road here for the refinery. So we'd build a road down here, so the road would come around this corner. Lumber mill's doing its thing. We'll soon have 5 lumber. I'll now turn it off because we only needed the 5 for. Only needed the 5 for our power plant, our impending power plant. All the sheep are fine. They just need some feed. Yeah, I think it seems to be a wheat. I don't know if it's a wheat shortage or a farmer shortage, but that farmer's asleep. So I can't solve the problem by putting more farmers on the case. I could potentially solve it by clearing this tree and putting some more wheat. Could be an option. Paved roads done. Yeah, it's just a waiting game now. We're just waiting for more wool. Basically, money makes money. We need another 2 sales of wool, and that'll get us up to where we need to be. These are ticking along quite nicely. Contemplating using some of the money to clear up here, but that'll only delay getting the power plant. The power plant will then allow me to clear these wind turbines. It'll allow me to get rid of maybe one of this worker's house here, which costs $60 a minute. You know, that'll give me 625 back. Each one of these wind turbines gives me 625, so I've got at least 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of those. That's 6,500, 6,000, nearly 7,000 sort of dollars back from that. This chap's nearly getting done with the crude oil. He's got 3 more rounds that he can do to create petroleum, and then we'll get onto the gasoline. Yeah, just the waiting game at the minute. We'll do at least 1 more wool sale in this video, possibly 2. I think what we'll do is we'll hang on. We'll go for 2 more sales of wool, because I'd like to, I've been going on about getting a power plant. I'd like to show the power plant getting built, and then from there you'll see in the next video, I'll do another video, and in the next sort of hour-long video we'll really see things ramp up. Remember, to get started, you can do it for free at getgala.co.uk. That's getgala.co.uk. So getgala.co.uk. Get started for free. If you decide to take out Gala Gold, that gets you sort of access to a private forum discussion on Discord, where you get sneak previews. It also gets you an NFT. That NFT, if you place it in the game and you complete the daily challenge, it can help you earn. You can earn town coin each day for holding the NFT. Those town coins, hopefully in the future, if the coin price goes up and up, which obviously we're all fingers and toes crossed it does, then that could end up being a very worthwhile use of your time. But getgala.co.uk, it's free to play. It does have some play to earn features as well, if you decide to go down purchasing NFTs to use within the game. Anyway, we're just waiting for 1 more wool. So 2 of them are nearly ready. 3 of them are underway, and then we'll be ready for some more. This woodshed is full. Come on, wool. It's like a watch. What do you say? A watch pot never boils. It's like a watch sheep pen never delivers wool. Something like that. Alright, I do believe they're finally going to collect the wool. So let's get that ready to sell. And there we go. And 1 more round of that, just sort of time how long it takes from selling that batch of wool to getting the next batch of wool sold. It shouldn't be too long. I'm going to have a guess it's going to be sort of maybe 6 minutes, something like that. So we can be up to sort of 10 lots of wool per hour, so that's $455,000 per hour. I know what time that I just sent that first batch of wool off. And I've got it on my little clock that you can't see, which is off screen, which is recording how long this, sort of has a timestamp of how long this video has been recording for. So once there's another 10 ready to sell, I'll be able to sort of give an indication of how long it's taking. We're up to nearly $80,000. I'd love to clear some trees, but I'm not going to. I'm going to wait and see if we're able to get that power plant underway. If we're not able to get the power plant underway, then I will get the water pump built, and then we'll have the power plant in the next video. So let's just see where we are in a moment or two. And that refinery, after it's finished making the petroleum, there's 2 more crude oil left in storage, 1 down there and 1 all the way down there. So he's gonna have to go on a little trek. Poor little fella, keep him fit. It's been 2 minutes so far since I sent the first wool off to be sold, and we've got 3 wool in storage. So we're kind of on for the 6 minutes ish, aren't we? 3 wool in 2 minutes, so in 6 minutes we'll have 9. It's kind of nearly 10. So I'll see if my sort of guess was a lucky one, if we're about right in a minute or so. We've got 1 underway. He's just going to go come back and get that underway. 2 underway, and the others must be nearly ready now. Right. The wood sheds are full, so I may as well create some more lumber on that basis. I noticed that wood shed is full of 10 wood. That one should have 5 lumber, and I thought it might have 5 wood as well, but it's obviously just been used for the sheep. It will be in a minute because they're taking it back. So let's get some lumber underway. You can see all the lumberjacks. You can see they're all mates because they're doing it themselves, like helping the lumber mill mate out first. So that's already filled with the wood. He just needs to get some energy and then a water drum. So that'll help to clear out some of these warehouses. Meanwhile, back at the ranch again, 2 wool are going in, another 2 are ready. Well, another 2 are nearly ready. 1's ready, 2 are ready. So we've got 2 ready, 2 nearly ready. That'll take us up to the magic 10. And I think we should do it in the 10 minutes. The 6 minutes that I estimated. Currently at 4 minutes 20 since I decided to have a little time of it. And we're up to 8 wool, soon to be 9 wool. Another 20 seconds on that one. So possibly slightly quicker. Look at all this wheat coming out, a hive of production now. So much feed for all our hungry sheep. Right. Oh, we're going to get the wool. So, I said it'd probably take 6 minutes. It has in fact taken 5 minutes and 16 seconds, I think that was. So that means we can almost get 12 lots of wool production in an hour at the moment, which is a heck of a lot of money, which is basically it's about $540,000, something of that ilk, which gives us a lot of use, a lot of utility, a lot of things we can do with that in the game. So I'm looking forward now to be able to hopefully get this power plant underway, then we can wrap up the video. So I'm sorry it's gone a little bit longer. It was my fault because I think we lost at least 3 or 4 lots of wool earlier because I didn't pay the staff, so they went on strike and they just destroyed everything, which is fair enough. If you don't pay your staff, you can expect bad things to happen. That's the same in any business. You've always got to pay your staff. Let's get this underway. Here's the cash. Right, over we go. Does this water pump count diagonally? Let's find out. Industrial power plant. No, it does not. Well, that just doesn't seem fair, does it? Right, let's get a water pump. Yeah, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I was hoping to round the video off with a lovely power plant. Unfortunately, they're making me have to spend even more money. Disgraceful behaviour, if you ask me. So we'll wrap that up. I hope that's been useful. Again, you can sort of click and play along with this and go back to video 1, 2, 3. I will, on the next video, get the power plant built. We'll then see what that does in terms of feeding the refinery, and it'll also feed energy to the lumber mill. It should feed them with all their energy needs, and we'll then look at then clearing all these wind turbines out. And you know, they're a bit of an eyesore, let's get rid of them. I hope that's been of use. Please like and subscribe. It'll just give me a bit of impetus to create more of these in future. Any questions, comments, ask below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And yeah, thanks a lot. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.